the challenger.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's go.
And here we go. Hendricks, the southpaw in the yellow trunks. Black trunks for the champion, St. Pierre.
Beautiful takedown. Ducked right under that big punch, anticipated it, got him to the ground, guillotine choke.
He's got him mounted. Early.
Lost it. Got it again, lost it again.
Up.
And now they're wrestling.
One thing very worthy of note, Joe, when Johnny Hendricks throws that big left, he throws it so hard, he gets off balance, and that's how George took him down.
And this is where it gets interesting because now we're in a wrestling match. A wrestling match with knees to the thighs.
A minute into this championship fight, George St. Pierre has now spent more overall time in the octagon than any fighter in UFC history. He just surpassed the numbers of BJ Penn. Over 5 hours of competition inside the octagon.
Oh! That time, Hendricks anticipated George ducking under, so he threw an uppercut. Hard shot by Hendricks. These are hard punches, Mike.
Yes, they are. And George pushes him against the fence. Hendricks can
hard
land
elbows
bombs.
by Hendricks. These are vicious
Big, hard
elbows.
shots. And George gives up on the takedown attempt because of them.
Yeah, you can't take too many of those. Hard
Nice
knee to the thigh. Another hard knee to the thigh.
See some bruising on the face of St. Pierre already. George St. Pierre, one of the most famous athletes in all of Canada. Takedown, Johnny Hendricks. 1-1.
Yeah, George has some swelling, Mike, near the right eye from those elbows. And there's another hard shot.
Nice job by George to get up.
A little bit of a cut over the right eye of George.
2 minutes on the clock here in round one. Nice
hard knee by Johnny Hendricks.
Hendricks has landed a couple of big shots early. Nice kick by St. Pierre. Watch for George to try to establish his jab. It's a little bit trickier against the southpaw.
Good hard jab there by George. Hendricks is getting comfortable early, Mike. High kick by George. Another hard knee to the thigh.
St. Pierre in the orthodox stance against the southpaw Hendricks thus far.
Yeah, clearly these knees to the thigh are something that Hendricks has worked on specifically for George.
Nicely done by St. Pierre, answered by Hendricks.
And he's landing these knees over and over again. And this is early in the fight. Those will pay off if this goes into later rounds.
First time a fight has ever been scheduled for 5 rounds in the career of Johnny Hendricks. So far, Hendricks, the leader in significant strikes landed. Just over 30 seconds on the clock here in round one.
Inside leg kick by Hendricks and a good left hook by George.
Head kick. Nice. Good counter by Hendricks. goodness.
Just grazed him with that.
There you go. Second round. You ready? You ready? Let's go. Come on.
Round 2. Early, St. Pierre looks to establish the jab and cover that distance that you spoke of earlier, Joe.
Yeah, but I gotta say, that first round has been one of the most successful rounds that a challenger has had against George. With the knees to the thigh, landing a couple punches, hard elbows, there's another straight left.
Big counter. Johnny's trying to time the counters with the left hand. One of many great Oklahoma State Cowboys who have competed in the UFC over the years, including Hall of Famers Randy Couture and Don Fry. Oh, counter again with the left, Joe.
He hit him with a hard left uppercut. George is in trouble.
Now
George is in trouble. He's wobbly.
Hendricks up
Another
the
hard
middle.
uppercut. Another one.
Oh, my goodness.
George is in big, big trouble here, Mike.
Hendricks up the middle over the top. To the body. Mouthpiece. Again! And the right hook as well. Oh! Those knees again, Joe.
Nasty knees to the thigh. And those will take away one of George's best weapons, which is his movement.
Round 2 of a possible 5-minute rounds. This place is electric.
Good left hook by George. Good jab by George. Telegraphed that kick. Nice jabs by George. Oh! Missed with that knee. Nice jab.
Good counter.
There's that big left.
Superman punch. St. Pierre starting to be very fluid with his strikes. Up the middle. He used the word obsessed many times in the pre-fight interviews for this battle with Hendricks.
Right hook landed by Hendricks.
Obsessed because he knew how great a challenge Johnny Hendricks is.
And Hendricks is stepping in and swinging that uppercut and just barely missing. Good right hand by George. Hendricks tags him again, this time on the temple.
90 seconds. Hendricks took 6 trips to Stillwater and trained with the wrestlers at Oklahoma State.
Good jab again by George.
Nice jab by Hendricks. Very close in total strikes landed.
George is not moving his head. There's a head kick. George is not moving his head much, Mike. In these exchanges, his head is right where it is as he moves in, and that's why Hendricks is catching him. As he moves in, he's not moving it off the center line at all.
5th fight that Johnny Hendricks has worked with Mike Dolce on his diet.
There's a good counter right by George.
And uppercut. And conditioning, Johnny feels if it goes deep, he can go a hard 25 minutes. St. Pierre fighting in Las Vegas for the first time since UFC 100.
That time George ducked under the punch. The punches are coming a little bit slower for Hendricks towards the end of this round.
'21st fight inside the octagon for George St. Pierre. Johnny Hendricks, this is his 12th UFC battle.
Good right hook by Hendricks.
Started with the jab. It's George. Oh.
Good inside leg kick, hard and low. A good knee by Hendricks.
It's George with that well-established use of the jab, but yet tonight Hendricks has done a good job of utilizing the jab of his own. And there's the one of GSP. To the
good
body.
Left by George. Good left over the top by George.
Nice quick right hook by the challenger. Counter again.
Hendricks is starting to slow down,
yes,
Mike.
and he's landing less often.
He just doesn't have the same snap to his punches. They're still dangerous, but they don't come with the fluidity and speed that they came in the first 2 rounds. He's also breathing a bit heavier, and he's getting hit more. There's a nice right hand by George.
And this is just round 3. We haven't even reached the championship rounds potentially yet.
There's a good left hook by George, tagged him.
Swelling around the eye of the champion.
Good jab by George there. And Hendricks is pawing with the right hand now instead of throwing it.
The chant of GSP.
Good right hand by George.
Mixing it up nicely. He started out in karate and has developed into one of the world's greatest mixed martial artists of all time. Hendricks, a lifelong wrestler. Throwing heavy leather here in round 3. Body head.
George is having some good success here in this round.
The body head's going very, very well for GSP here.
There's a good left by George.
Answered.
Good jab by Hendricks.
Superman punch. You know, the swelling on the left eye of St. Pierre.
And Hendricks connected with the left there, but there's not much behind it anymore.
Hendricks trying to find a home for that jab. Good counter again. Big round for GSP.
And there's a big difference between the horsepower that Johnny Hendricks has in this round. Look at how he's landing that punch. There's just not much behind it. And it could be that he's conserving himself for the championship rounds. And there's the takedown attempt by Hendricks.
And Joe, I was just going to ask you, as you see Johnny Hendricks slow a bit, would George look for a takedown?
Well, you heard Mark Lehman call out for that takedown, and Hendricks immediately responded. And he got it.
30 seconds on the clock here in the third.
And that may very well cement this round for Hendricks. George was out striking him on the feet for sure, but if Hendricks can get off some ground and pound in this last 15 seconds, that convinces the judges. And George up to his feet.
10 seconds. We are headed to the championship round.
That was very interesting because Hendricks got him down, but really didn't do any damage once he got him there. And George got back up.
First time ever Johnny Hendricks has gone into the championship rounds. GSP 11-0 in fights that go the distance. But we are a long way away from that. George staying in the orthodox stance. He had good success with his striking in round 3.
Hard kill. Oh, that went low. Did it go low?
No, they continue. Total strikes, GSP with the advantage.
Hendricks again looking for that big left hand, but now he's become more of a pot shotter, looking for one hard shot.
14th title fight for the man known as Rush. See if Hendricks follows up with that jab with his big left hand. The pace and power of Johnny Hendricks has slowed, but GSP's down.
He slipped there,
yep.
But Hendricks capitalizes. He's on top.
Hendricks, coached in college by the great John Smith, the 2-time Olympic gold medalist. Good elbow. Good ground and pound by Hendricks.
And if Hendricks can keep George here for the remainder of this round, he will solidify it. As long as he keeps working. Body ahead, you're hearing from his corner. Good shots from the top by Hendricks.
GSP pushes off.
Wow, and Johnny lets him up. George is busted up.
He is busted up big time. Even more so than in the Carlos Condit fight.
And Hendricks barely has a mark on his face.
Oh! Hendricks likes to get that right hand around his opponent's head and then throw the left. Two minutes. Nice counter. Not a mark on Johnny Hendricks.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Because George has connected several times.
Nicely done.
There's that uppercut.
Well, really, that was an uppercut he threw with the left. Counter by St. Pierre.
Here's the right hand by George, and he's looking for the takedown.
Hendricks turns him around and puts him against the cage.
George trying to peel that arm away. Trying to get those underhooks and try to keep this takedown from happening.
Hendricks wanting to complete his third takedown.
Good sprawl by George. Hendricks keeping the hands on the ground to avoid the knees to the head.
Smart move. Hendricks looks at the clock, 35 seconds.
And Hendricks turns George around.
An 11-fight winning streak for St. Pierre as he looks to defend his title for the 9th time. We're 10 seconds away from going to the 5th and final round.
What is he doing?
He has been competing at the highest level for most of his life. 5 minutes remain.
George St. Pierre has got to be in desperation mode at this point.
George has never been taken down 3 times in one fight. Hendricks has taken him down twice.
And you heard his coach, Mark Lehman, saying, look out for the head kick to Hendricks. Hendricks has excellent balance here, Mike. In this position, he's able to land some hard punches in the first round. Shoots that uppercut right up the middle, and he lands it again. Look at this. Good balance by Hendricks. That's a 2-time National Division I wrestling champion, ladies and gentlemen.
St. Pierre won his welterweight belt back against Matt Serra in 2008. November 2013, 3.5 minutes left. Johnny Hendricks trying to become the new welterweight champion.
Hard knee to the body, to the thigh by Hendricks. George looking for the Kimura, but Hendricks grabbed a hold of George's arm. Hendricks is strong.
Hendricks started doing push-ups at age 5. His father would make both boys do 50, then 100, and then more and more push-ups.
Good kick to the body by George and a good right hand.
St. Pierre. Take down St. Pierre.
Three minutes to work. Let's see what he can get done.
Hendricks trying to sneak out.
He's almost up. George barely has a hold of him here. Hendricks has his feet on the ground.
Good discipline by St. Pierre. Needed the body, not the head of a downed opponent.
Well, now he can hit him in the head. As soon as the knee's up.
Midway point of the 5th and final round.
Johnny just appears to be much physically stronger than George in these exchanges. Consistently able to spin him and turn him up against the cage.
The work he has done with Mike Dolce, with his strength and conditioning and his diet, most importantly, has been ultra impressive. And you see the effects of it here tonight.
Well, we were wondering how he would fare in the 4th and 5th rounds, and the answer's been excellent.
Because it appeared like he might be fading a little bit in the 2nd and 3rd. But Joe, you said conserving his energy. Yeah. That's exactly what he was doing.
Conserving his energy and getting his 2nd win.
Yeah. 145 remains in this championship fight.
And George looking for that big right kick. And maybe the only way he's going to retain his title. And there it is. Good right hand by Hendricks.
Anderson Silva was defeated by Chris Weidman. John Jones was taken right to the distance by Alexander Gustafsson. And tonight, Johnny Hendricks threatening the crown worn by George St. Pierre. Under a minute.
It's such impressive takedown defense by Hendricks. And he's down. And George has his back.
Right
he's up.
back up. Third takedown for GSP. 30 seconds on the clock. What a great championship fight. What a way to honor 20 years of competition inside the octagon.
George again trying to hit this Kimura. This could be a last-ditch effort. He doesn't have much time left. And Hendricks sits down on his hand.
They have gone the distance. Johnny Hendricks and George St. Pierre.
Wow, what a fight. I think we may have a new welterweight champion.
He has never lost a fight that has gone the distance. Hendricks feels very confident that the belt is going to go around his waist.
I think this is interesting that Firas Zahabi is carrying GSP around on his shoulders, but Hendricks' corner is absolutely convinced that Hendricks won.
What a fight.
Fantastic performance by the challenger. And that's the first round where GSP gets a takedown. These are the hard elbows that Hendricks landed in the clinch. And here's a combination in the second round. A big left hand by Hendricks, where George was wobbled. And Hendricks tried to close the show. There's a nice right hand by the champion. Round 3, left hand by Hendricks. And a left hand by George land at the same time. Low kick. Takedown for Hendricks at the end of the round. Round 4. George slips, avoiding Hendricks' punches, and Hendricks busts him up. And the 5th round, kick to the body by George, right hand by George. Takedown early on. And the end of the fight. Wow, what a fight.
George St. Pierre, hoping he has defended his title for the 9th time. Johnny Hendricks, looking to become the new welterweight champion. With the official decision, here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. The judges score the contest 48-47, Hendricks. 48-47, Pierre. At 48-47 for the winner. And still the undisputed UFC welterweight champion of the world, George Rush St. Pierre.
19th career win. He is the all-time best in UFC history.